Top of the morning, Dan Proft here, and as I mentioned, October was National Down Syndrome Awareness Month, and I know it's not October anymore, but we're going to be pleased to be joined momentarily by the founder and chief belief officer, I love that title, of Gigi's Playhouse, Nancy Gianni, and her daughter, Gigi, who is the inspiration of Gigi's Playhouse, which has become an international organization. I'm on the board of it. Within the last year or so. So in the interest of full disclosure, it's just an incredible organization. It's really an honor to be on the board. The sort of spontaneous order of this organization is something I've never seen in a nonprofit setting. And they just recently had their leadership conference, 400 Gigi's leaders from 66 Gigi locations and startups around the world. As I said, it's now in Mexico. There are Gigi satellites, if you will, Gigi's Playhouse satellites in Mexico, in addition to the United States. And one of the things that Nancy communicated to me that I thought was really an interesting insight is that when it comes to a particular population, you usually hear from members of that population that have a specific request, demand, argument to make. When it comes to people with intellectual and developmental disabilities, oftentimes it's other people who don't have an intellectual or developmental disability speaking for them, which is why it's important to hear from the people that are directly impacted, meaning the people with a particular disability, let them speak for themselves and stand on their own 2 feet where and when they can. And that certainly describes Nancy's daughter, Gigi Gianni, who is not just standing and speaking for herself. She's a podcaster. She is a singer. She's a celebrity, frankly. She'll probably take my job someday. Anyway, I'm pleased to be joined by Gigi Gianni and Nancy Gianni from Gigi's Playhouse. Ladies, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Hey, brother. Thank you so much for having us.
Hey, Dan.
Hello, Gigi. How was Nashville?
It was good. I killed it.
You killed, of course. So tell us what you did in Nashville.
I sang the national anthem.
Yeah, sang the national anthem at the Lucky Classic, which was a celebrity softball game played by country music stars and MLB players and all-stars. They played each other. It was amazing, and she is right. She killed it.
All right, who is your favorite country singer that you met, Gigi?
Carrie Underwood.
Carrie Underwood? Oh, wow.
She wasn't there, but Kobe Calais was probably the one.
Kobe. Yeah. Kobe.
Oh, Kobe Calais. Oh, wow. Okay, great. So how did you get into singing? How did you discover you had a talent for singing?
I was singing for 4 years old, and I had my singing coach.
She had a singing coach, yes, and that helped her. And this is something that, many people don't understand is individuals with Down syndrome have low muscle tone. So it makes doing everyday things that all of us, that comes naturally to most of us, they have to teach their bodies to do. So, and she's always loved the national anthem. She's always loved our troops. She's always wanted to fight for them. And when she was 4 years old, she memorized all the words to the national anthem. But then it took her another 10 years of practice, of speech therapy to get the articulation and the diction, to grow her core, to be strong enough to belt out a song like the national anthem. I mean, these are things, when a typical baby is born, they're teaching their bodies, they're checking things out. Our kids are teaching their bodies how to suck, swallow, and breathe at the same time. Then they have to teach their bodies the mechanics of walking, talking, singing. All these things that come naturally to us, they have to teach their bodies to do. So for her, when she sings that national anthem, I always want to tell people that because she believes in this song. She believes in our country, and she worked 10 years to really get that articulation and that diction and that strong core to be able to sing that song. And I'm just so beyond proud of her. She continues to hone her skills every single day. So Yeah, it was such a blessing to see her out there again and see her celebrated.
Well, and then how did the podcasting come about? I know, Gigi, you like to do podcasts, and so how did that come about, and how is that going?
Good. I do it with my brother and my mom, too.
Yep. And I think that's the key is her brother Franco is 28 years old, right? And he actually designed the very first Gigi's Playhouse logo when he was 6 years old, when Gigi was born, and I said I wanted to do this thing. And when he designed that logo, he, at 6 years old, had the insight to just put part of the logo was a bunch of stick figure kids holding hands. So he really laid the foundation at 6 years old for the love and acceptance that Gigi's Playhouse is today, 22 years later. I mean, so watching those two do the podcast together, again, another gift from God, the next generation taking over, using their voice for change. And that's just so important in this world.
Well, and I assume that doing the podcast, too, is just good practice for sort of along the same lines of singing and having to, the speech therapy for articulation and stuff, just being, it's like writing or anything else, just continuing to do this on a regular basis has to have, has to have benefits.
Yeah, allowing her to hone her skills, to be able to, use her voice. Like you said, people with disabilities are the largest marginalized group in the country and in the world, yet they have the smallest voices. And that's why we need to change this. That is why Born to be Heard, was born.
And Gigi, tell us what else you're up to too, because every time I've gone to the Playhouse, you're doing a multitude of things, or I'm hearing from your mom or from other board members that Gigi's doing this and Gigi's doing that. You're certainly more active than I am.
I am doing a speaking tour. It's called Born to be Heard, giving a voice to every life.
And I know you have an event coming up in the Chicagoland area. So this is going to be a message of what? What are you going to tell people on your speaking tour?
Well, she has a little excerpt from it, Dan. If you're
okay, yeah.
Oh, I would love that because I really feel like she can articulate. For her, it's easier to articulate that way than the random quick questions for her. So
yeah, sure.
Let's do it, Gigi. Want to do it? Sure. Okay. Good.
I am a strong, independent woman with Down syndrome. I am not a problem, not someone to feel sorry for. But as a person with full life, big dreams, and so much love to give. But I know that not everyone sees me that way. There are people who believe that babies like me shouldn't be born. But Down syndrome, something is bad. Something that needs to go away. They think my life is not as valuable as others. But I'm here today to tell you the truth, right? My life does have value, and not just my life, our lives, including those disabilities, are important. I want to ask you a question. What kind of world do you want to live in? Do you want a world where people are only accepted if they're perfect? Or children with differences, where children with differences are given a chance? Or do you want a world that chooses love over fear? That sees good every person and understands that every life has a purpose. I know what I want. I want a world that welcomes people like me. But some people might say, but Gigi, life with disability is hard. And yes, there are challenges. But guess what? Life is tough for everyone. We all struggle in different ways. That doesn't mean someone's life is worth living. But that doesn't mean we should decide who gets to be born and who doesn't. I have hard days to do everyone else. But my life is beautiful. Doctors tell parents that a baby like me will suffer. That a baby like me will never have full life. The best choice is to end the pregnancy. It's That's not fair. That's not right. Doctors should be giving parents hope and not fear. They should be telling them about the people like me. People who love deeply, who big dreams, who live with joy. People who have so much to give if only given a chance. So I'm here today. I'm here to say, stop telling the world that people like me should not exist. Stop telling that children's lives. Stop telling parents that the children's life is not available. Stop treating Down syndrome like mistakes. Because I am not a mistake. I'm a daughter, I'm a friend, I'm a leader, I'm a woman with big dreams and prove that everything in life, no matter what challenges come up with, is a life worth living and is all are born to be heard. Woo! So,
very good. That was excellent, Gigi. That was excellent both in style and substance. So you're a good writer in addition to a good orator. Very good, Gigi. Well done.
Yeah.
And so Nancy, so this is, this is a good example of what you and what Gigi's Playhouse want to do for every person with Down syndrome the world over, and this is part of a program that Gigi's has launched.
Absolutely. We want to give all of our ambassadors a voice and get them all out there speaking for themselves. And that's what Gigi is doing with this tour. So she is fundraising to make sure that every child has a voice, every child has access to free speech therapy from Gigi's, that our new babies that are coming in, the pregnant moms that are out there are counseled and supported at Gigi's, and wants to make sure that our LMNOP program, which is for our 0 to 3, is supported, and that these families know they are not alone in this diagnosis and that the world is fighting for them. So she has a big, hefty goal. She wants to raise $1 million, Dan. She wants to pass me up in fundraising.
I'm sure. I have no doubt she can do it. Gigi'sPlayhouse.org is where you go to get more information about Gigi's Playhouse. Before we let you go, though, Nancy, just for people who are not familiar, and I probably didn't do a great job in terms of explaining everything that Gigi's has accomplished. But just and since you're the chief belief officer, the vision, I know the inspiration, but the vision for it and how this came together, because as I said before, this model with Gigi's Playhouse is popping up all over North America is really rather unique.
It absolutely, yeah. We are so beyond blessed. 360 new families join Gigi's every month. The demand is there. We're serving families now in 95 countries. And when you look at our virtual platform, so we are now, we have our 66 locations and startups that serve families directly one-on-one, but we also have our virtual Playhouse that serves over 12,000 families right there. So those are families in inner cities in the U.S., rural areas, and international. But, what they're also doing is combating loneliness. A lot of our adults, they don't have programming anymore. They're living longer than they ever have, which is new. So there's not funding out there. There's not programming out there, and they need something, and they deserve something, and they need to be lifted up. So between our brick and mortars and our virtual locations, our virtual Playhouse, we are able to hit every family, and we want them to know we're here for them. We will always be here for them. We're here for that from prenatal diagnosis, that pregnant mom who's being told their child doesn't deserve to be in this world with that 90% termination rate, all the way through to end of life. We are there for our families every step of the way, one-on-one tutoring, literacy, math, speech therapy, physical therapy, fitness-based programs, cooking programs, real-world skills, career skills, Gigi University, all of it. And we're never going to stop fighting for this population. And we're just really excited that Gigi is now, at 23 years old, standing up, taking what I started, and with the help of her brother and others, going out there and speaking on her own to defend a population of people who deserve to be on this earth. That God sent them here to teach and to love. and coming out of their mouth. I don't think there's any better way we can spread that message. And, we know in our schools, especially here in Illinois, they're not doing, they don't have the high expectations for this population. It's amazing what happens in our school systems. And I remember during COVID, I was sitting here listening to Gigi. They used to have her every morning. All those kids had to listen to CNN 10. I didn't even know that was a thing. But they're filling their heads with what they want to fill their heads with and not the education that they should be filling their head with. So I'm just so grateful, Dan, to you for giving her a voice. We're hoping to do a Born to Be Heard in Florida as well. So hopefully we'll see you there at that. And anybody could look, if you Google Born to Be Heard, Gigi Gianni, you will see everything about the event. And it's this Sunday at Michigan Shores Club in Wilmette from 2 to 4. The event is free because it's being hosted by Chris and Sharon Murphy, who are just an amazing couple that want to give our kids a voice. So they're hosting this inaugural event for us, and we hope to be doing many more of them.
Well, it's excellent, and Gigi, I can't think of a better spokesman for the cause than Gigi. And also, Gigi, I do have to say, I thank you for the chocolate chip cookies, something else she does. Thank you for the chocolate chip cookies. They were delicious. I appreciate it. I can't cook, so I need to be fed by somebody. And congratulations on the success of, your career, Gigi, and what you're doing in furtherance of Gigi's Playhouse. Nancy Gianni and Gigi Gianni, gigisplayhouse.org is the website for more information on the event that Nancy mentioned, as well as all that Gigi's Playhouse does really around the world, as you said. Thank you so much, ladies. Really appreciate your time.
Thank you, Dan.
I'm so happy to be on your show. Thank you for always being nice and helping my friends. I love you so much. I want to see you again in Florida.
She'll bring you cookies, brother.
Beautiful. Yeah, beautiful. Sold. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate that. Thank you, Gigi. It was very kind of you. And they joined us on the turnkey.pro answer line.
The more you listen, the more you'll know. This is Chicago's Morning Answer. On AM